Look, I think there's certainly something going on in the US market, and I call it more a likelihood there's going to be a rotation out of the tech stocks who've done spectacularly well. And if you believe that the US economy is going to improve, which most economists are now saying that, you start buying maybe Bank of America, more conventional companies that have been left behind in this tech whirlwind. But can I give you an idea? Everyone's sort of worried about Tesla losing 20% in a day a couple of days ago. I had a look at what Tesla's done year to date. It started the year off at $89, got as high as $498.
Amazing.
It's now up. It's now $371, but it's up 316% year to date. So do you reckon it's due for a bit of a sell-off?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, it's a good for those guys who got in early, perhaps not for those guys who got in it when it was at the high 400s and have now lost 100 a share.
Yeah, they're the ones that be really crying in their beer tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, what about the NAB and the Commonwealth? Everyone's getting in on this buy now, pay later fad. You've got these, well, it might be a bit more than a fad. You've got their own cards, their own system. What sort of shape do you think it's going to take?
Yeah, I think what it will do, it'll take the tailwind out of the share price rise for Afterpay and Zip. But the cards really aren't exactly the same. It's not like they've gone in and done exactly the same as Afterpay and Zip. What they've done is they've created cheaper credit cards. So basically, the average credit card is about 16.78%. So say, for example, if a young person took up the Neo card from Combank or straight up from NAB, they would pay about, if they took $3,000 out and took 3 years to pay it off, they pay about 8.8% interest. They don't call it interest, they call it fees. But if for example, if you took $1,000 out and you're being charged $10 a month, which is the new card, what's happening, well, that's $120 over a year on $1,000. So that's a 12% interest rate. So there is effectively interest rate, but they're calling it a fee. It's a big improvement on normal credit cards. It will compete a little bit with Afterpay and Zip. It will take the wind out of their sails on their share price rise. But let me say this to you, Pete. Do you think the banks would be nice to us on credit cards if Afterpay and Zip hadn't come along?
No.
No, exactly right. So it's the value of competition when you think about it, because without that, we'd still be paying 16 to 17% on credit cards.
Okay, what's positive out there this week, Pete?
Look, Westpac's consumer confidence for the month of September up 18%. So it's gone from 79.5 to 93.8. At 100, that's from pessimistic or optimist. That was great. But I think the best economic news wasn't economic. It was the fact that Minister Hunt said a vaccine might be there for us to be jabbed with in January. That will be great for the economy if that happens.
Yeah,
Borders will open up.
He said that, and the markets reacted well. And then the pause was placed on AstraZeneca the next day that sent jitters right through it again.
Yeah, but that's the markets, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that the politicians are being given someone like Hunt is given the right information. If it's true, Pete, that's what we want. The vaccine's going to be the big economic game changer. I'm an optimist. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we can get it right.